Welcome everybody to another wonderful evening of Overwatch here at Elo Hell. I am Style24 and I'm going to be joined by my good friend Bolter07 here to bring you the action in the first round of the double elimination stage of our run here. So we are going to be taking Luigiana Purchase and Lunar Flare and seeing who can come out on top.
Yeah, this should be a really good series between these two teams. Both getting through, both with one win under their belt, and both in looking for another win to get them through to the next round.
Definitely. And we have some players to kind of look out for. Before we get into that, we're going to show you the full picture of our event today. So as you can see, this first bracket going to be feeding into the losers bracket below, where teams will have another chance to win their way into the finals. But you know, you really gotta fight your way through a lot of teams if you get knocked into that losers bracket.
Yeah, exactly. Like this winning here gives you the best chance, 100%, to get through to the final. And that's what both teams are going to be looking for today, is consistency and being able to push through and get some good form going into these next few games.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, there's a couple of players that you need to be looking out for while you're sitting and watching at home. As far as Lunar Flare goes, it's going to be a big day, in my opinion, for Big Al. Most likely seeing a lot of McCree out of them, as well as on the other side, Luigiana Purchase. I'm really looking for Magic Gnome Zarya to come to the table today. The meta's really been favoring Zarya, whether it's double bubble with the Winston or double dip with the Hammond. Or pretty much anything, you can run that Zarya in a pretty comfortable spot.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm interested to see if they're gonna if Quintessence is gonna bring out that Soldier. And Soldier's not in the most favorable spot at the minute, not really being played too much. But I'm wondering if he's gonna bring that out instead of the McCree.
Mm-hmm. It is worth it to note that we are in the rookie division for this broadcast, which does mean that we get to have a little bit more fun, in my opinion. You don't have to adhere as strictly to the meta. You get a little bit of wiggle room as far as what heroes you want to come to the table. Hammond here, we were talking about it earlier about how Hammond in these ranks can be a very big weapon, difficult hero to lock down and kill without dedicating everything your team has to it.
Yeah, but it's also a very difficult hero to play. And like, if you have the mechanics and if you have the ability to play Hammond, great. But if you're playing him badly, you're gonna be throwing.
Yeah.
So definitely it's a double-edged sword.
Double-edged sword indeed. And for me, it really does come down to, there you have it, the map that we're going to be playing. So Lijiang Tower is where we're going to start off. Definitely a map where you can see a lot of those Tracer Echo compositions. Don't expect to see a lot of Ash. Doomfist could come out here. And your tank lineup, pretty much anyone's guess. There's a lot of different things that are successful on Lijiang Tower.
Yeah, and at the place where the meta is right now, anything can be pulled. I mean, the meta in rookie division, you can just pick your comfort picks and that works. But I'm really interested if they're going to be going maybe Rush or with the double bubble.
I think double bubble would be really fun to watch. It's a nice dance, if you will, between the Winston and the Zarya as they dip in and out of danger.
Yeah, I agree. But I also think it is definitely map dependent. And yeah, less likely to see the double bubble on the control center. But here we are. Lijiang Tower, everybody.
You know, I've always wanted to visit this market, see what kind of food they've got. I'm sure there is some killer ramen taking place down there. But Lunar Flare, are we taking the blue? Luigiana Purchase in the red.
I gotta love Fight Ramen. Here we go. And yeah, we are seeing Symmetra out from both teams. One with a double shield and one with Zarya Rein. Interesting. But the side of Luigiana Purchase does have the Mercy Farah. So if they don't get cap points straight away, they're going to be in a better position to recap and take the point off Lunar Flare if they fail to take this first fight.
Bit of a trade-off, though. Running the Reinhardt without the Lucio can be a bit of an issue, as you can't speed boost yourself in and out of situations as easily. So hopefully Cyberfish and the Air are going to be able to do extra work into the back lines. Right now,
yeah, and they've decided
Sorry, positioning on the point. Cyberfish able to pick up that first kill on Regina, and that's going to start things off big. The Luigiana Purge, you see they got the teleporter into the back, but it's going to get snooped out by Snoop Ferret there. The res, that's a gutsy move to go for, and Lunar Flare going to shine bright as they take it away from Luigiana Purchase.
Yeah, they've given up point control straight away. And what that means is that they have to be super aggressive on their first fight. Otherwise, Lunar Flare are just going to cap. But never mind, Luigiana Purchase take over the fight and cap the point. Or it looks like that way anyway. Cyberfish stays up for so long, nearly on his ult. Incredible. And this fight is going on for literally forever.
A little bit of Mike each there, but we're back with it. Snoop able to find that kill on the crust, and that's going to take the Reinhardt out of commission. And Lunar Flare continuing to ring true, even though Luigiana Purchase had a couple of big kills early on. A stabilization from Lunar Flare has been there. The sustain and the support from Jackman and Regina have been absolutely superb.
Yeah, exactly. I thought they were gonna take that over as Luigiana Purchase and cap that, but Lunar Flare get back quickly due to the Symmetra, and are able to cap point. But Lunar Flare take the point quickly and take it early, while Luigiana Purchase have to poke. They have the barrage here going into this next fight, which could be huge, especially comboed with the grab.
Oh, trying to sneak it around the back, but they do get cut out. And if you're tracking ults, Lunar Flare knows that this barrage is online. And if you're not, then you're in for a bad day. They're still trying to set it up. Magic Gnome going to be coming around the outside with the Graviton. There it goes. Graviton committed the barrage, looking to go. But instead, going to be waiting it out for that sound barrier, but gets caught out on the edge. And once again, a gutsy res from Snowda, but just not worth it in my opinion.
No, I think once the Pharaoh goes down, I think Shoda on the Mercy can get back to her team on the other side of the point. It's risky, but that res is just suicidal. If she flies back to her team, she might be able to support a team in long enough to sustain the fight and try and win it. But 2 down, and that's it. The fight's over. But going into this next fight, they still have that barrage, but Lunar Flare have a whole heap of ults online.
Yeah, Lunar Flare have been granted pretty much freedom to build the ult bank as they please. Cyberfish is able to pick off one at the very beginning, which opens it up. No flashbang to stop the barrage. And now Cyberfish is feeling gutsy about it, able to find 2, looking for a turret on the top, and finds the immortality as well. But a jumpy Baptiste gonna make their way out as Snoop trying to bring it back for Lunar Flare. Luigiana Purchase only 3 members, 2 members, 1 member on point. Big Al with the big shots coming in huge for Lunar Flare.
Yeah, and Lunar Flare just kept that point and made it their own. Up with the double shield and the turrets up from Symmetra. They just didn't have a hope in hell of getting onto that point without taking a whole heap of damage. They were really struggling to engage.
It comes down to that, Lucio. You don't have that speed boost for the Reinhardt, and it takes you so long to get in. They've got Lazy Turtle on the Orisa with the shield already out and dishing out damage. It's a really tough situation to hold that shield up in.
Yeah, they were trying to move in quickly without the Lucio and trying to take quick fights. Well, maybe they should have been poking a bit longer. They should have been waiting for the Pharaoh to get a pick and get value. But they were just charging in headfirst straight into the Symmetra and the double shield. No, the Zaya and the... yeah, sorry, the double shield. We get a double shield TP straight to point. They're sticking on with this Orisa Raincom. It worked for them first fight.
Yeah,
so.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Coming into the encounter, Luigiana Purchase able to find themselves a little bit of ground, but really not where they want to be. There's that speed boost coming in from Jacket Man, putting Lunar Flare right in on top of the Luigiana Purchase. And that's the kind of danger that you could have if you have a speed boosted Reinhardt. Happy to see Luigiana Purchase switch up their composition, but they still don't seem to have figured out the answer yet.
Yeah, and they went and split there, which was interesting, and they just Lunar Flare identified that and just charged onto them. They gave up point control just for that split 10 seconds, but that was enough for them to get the 2 picks and then take the fight win.
Not only take the fight win, but early kill onto the Mercy. Luigiana Purchase has to sit back and wait. Not to mention, it looks like they're a bit split. Impatience can be a killer here.
Exactly. This is just giving Lunar Flare all the chance to build up those ults while Luigiana purchase and trying to wait for their team to regroup.
You can see Cyberfish looking for any which angle to try and get some damage done on the Pharah, slowly building up the barrage, but needs to be careful about Big Al on the left-hand flank. Al's getting a little bit zealous, able to land the flashbang, doesn't hit the fan the hammer, and members of his team still cleaning up Luigiana purchase. The Amp Matrix from Regina, kind of shutting things down completely for that right-hand push.
Yeah, Big Al on the McCree is giving Cyberfish a really hard time on this Pharah, not giving him an inch of space, while Snoop Ferret is just dealing with the front line. It is allowing Big Al to just sit in the back and wait for the Pharah and just keep it off the team, which is really, really good play. Like,
not to mention Fire Strike taking contestants out of the game for a little bit now. Snowday going to be going in with no red. Shatter lands from Brittle.
Seems to stabilize though.
Though, yeah, the big boot from Jackman. However, that takes the Graviton completely out of the mix from Magic Gnome and allows for them to grab a little bit of extra purchase. Immortality Field for a Pulse Bomb. Big Al says, what a nice trade. Let me take your Mercy.
Yeah, exactly. Once that Mercy goes down, that is the main source of the healing for the Pharah gone. And then once that's gone, the Pharah's really, really vulnerable. And then once the Pharah's down, there's no damage. There's just no damage in this team.
Yeah, a little bit of stubbornness, I would say, from Cyberfish this go around. Had that barrage the majority of the game, and we never really saw that come to fruition. Big Al's McCree just completely shutting out that aerial threat.
Yeah, Big Al is living in Cyberfish's head rent-free. He's just panicking, like he just needs to get that barrage off. Even if he just gets one pick, you can't always go through the 6-man barrage.
Two-man Deadeye. That's all you really need with a couple of good shots. Big Al putting in an early run for the MVP of this match. And, you know, that's exactly what I wanted to see. I said going in that if Lunar Flare was going to come out on top, we were going to have to see a big show from Big Al.
Yeah, for sure. Like, he is such a big player for them. And he showed it. He's showing why he's so good on that hit scan DPS. And he's just really, really thriving, especially when Luigiana purchase are playing a Pharah.
And you know, Pharah works in this meta. Not necessarily. There was a very long stint where you put a Pharah onto the hero selection screen and everybody yelled at you and reported you. But you know, Pharah can work nowadays, especially with that Mercy boost. You have that res for a little bit of cushion, but weren't really finding the damage coming through from those direct rocket hits. Ults were built a lot off of the splash damage, and then you know, not to kind of beat a dead horse about it, but Snowda's reses were, you know, gutsy, and if it pays off, you get a really cool play that you can post on your YouTube, but not really paying off in the competitive sense.
Yeah, I think there was a few mistakes there in the decision making, which is a shame. But like, I think it's something that they can fix over the course of the series if they want to continue going with the Mercy. And I also think that with the Pharah pick, it's just so good in this level of play. I mean, the hit scans aren't as accurate, and it gives the Pharahs a lot more space to live. So you can see Cyberfish getting that charge very, very quickly, and he's doing a lot of damage, but there's just not that much follow-up from the team.
Well, they will have another chance because we are going to be moving to Route 66 for our second map of the matchup. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. One of my favorite maps, just because of how fun and versatile all 3 points are. You have the first point that's got, you know, 2 levels. It's got the high ground and big girls, and that's it. Then you move into the second point where there's 3 levels, and then you go to that last point where it's kind of just a mosh posh of indoor combat, and you can get some super interesting combinations.
Yeah, and the last point is very, very closed and congested. It gives itself to brawl comps a lot more than the first 2 points, which is a lot more interesting. And yeah, I like seeing hero switches and comp switches in Route 66. So that's what I'll be looking for.
And if you had to build your perfect composition to attack on Route 66, what 6-man squad are you bringing to the table?
Well, personally, I would be going for a Bull Zaya, but it all depends on what they're comfortable playing with. But yeah, like a Bullseye Echo Tracer. I mean, I don't want to say like it's
A
meta,
triple
but
dip.
yeah, it's meta.
It is.
It's a very good comp in the minute, and
I
it's
mean, and
very
it's
good on
also
this
a
map.
lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, for sure. It's just a dive of any type is fun to watch, I think.
It reminds me of the olden days of Junk Doom Orisa, where you just halt and the whole team dies.
Yeah.
that's what I feel like it's like with the Hammond Echo Tracer. You know, the Hammond hits the ground, they all fly up into the air, mines land beneath them, Tracer dances around, and then a focus beam cleans up 5 people.
Yeah, 10,000 damage just flies into that area in that kill box, and it's just mayhem. It's good to see.
It is, but it doesn't look like we're going to see that on defense right now from Luigiana Purchase. They're going to be going with the double shield, which, you know, it's a tricky play, but if the shield management is there, if you're swapping shields at the correct time, it can really enable, in this sense, Quintessence and Snowda. Snowda on the Baptiste is going to be the pin in this composition.
Yeah, for sure. And the good thing about double shield on this point specifically is that it's very easy to create 2 lines of fires and create a crossfire of the enemy, which is what I want to see here from Luigiana Purchase on the defense.
And on the attacking side,
yeah, double
the main
bubble.
brig. Yeah, double bubble. I'm liking it.
Yeah, very solid comp. And I think this is a good answer to the double shield defense. The monkey's going to be able to get a lot of cleave and a lot of damage.
Speaking of a lot of damage, Brittle taking a lot of heat as they jump onto the top of Big Rose. Luckily, they've got the supports and a bubble from Lazy Turtle to help them out. And Luigiana Purchase, even though on the high ground with a bit of control over the situation, are going to have to back out as Snooper finds one in the back support line for Luigiana, a bit decimated. They've only got the Zenyatta, and Zenyatta alone is not a lot of healing. This payload shouldn't have any real issue moving forward. Lazy Turtle, high charge, high ground, no problem. As Lunar Flare continues to push this payload through, Snoop Ferret on the Echo is a joy to watch.
Yeah, playing insanely well. He's getting so much value with the sticky bombs into that big group from the double shield. But Luigiana Purchase, they sat on top of Big O's for that whole fight, and they just poked that whole time. And the good thing about double shield comps is that it's good at poking, but it's also very good at brawling. You have a lot of sustain, and you have a lot of tankiness. And they should have just dropped onto point and fought them head on, where the dive wouldn't have been so strong.
Yeah, they don't really have that much of a choice on when they engage this time around. Brittle able to find that opening kill, and Luigiana Purchase down a main tank, double shield down to 1. Luckily, though, they're able to deal with the Echo pretty well. That duplicate not going to be posing too much of a threat. The Echo themselves, however, a completely different story. They just can't seem to find the last bit of damage to take Snoop Ferret out of the sky. Big Al taking their time on that last shot onto Quintessence, but a terrifying DPS duo in this McCree Echo.
Yeah, and I'm not sure they're going to be able to touch it. And their time bank going into this last point is going to be 5.5 minutes. And Snoop Ferret is just not getting any pressure. Quintessence got him down low like once. And, oof, they need to do something about him. But at least going into this last point, Echo shouldn't be as powerful.
Well, up on the high ground, Quintessence might be saying a different thing. Already dove by the Echo. Now the Winston's in my face. What do I do? When can I use my tack visor? Now seems like the perfect time. However, the Immortality Field going to be coming in big for Lunar Flare, kind of shutting down the high ground visor there. Not really able to find as much value as they wanted. Cyber's going to echo the Winston, going to get a Primal Rage very quickly on this go round. Into the back line they go. Able to bait out the Sleep Dart. And even though they get hit by the Anti, the bubble for the Ana, they're not going to be able to get as much done as they wanted to, but the disruption's still alive for Luigiana Purchase as the Graviton comes through from Lazy Turtle. Snoop Ferret looking to find a couple of kills as the Nano Boost goes out onto a high charge Zarya. And do you know how much damage that is? That's a lot of damage.
That is dangerous. Dangerous. You do not want to be facing a Nano Boosted high charge Zarya. I'll be running screaming to spawn. But the one thing I want to say about Luigiana Purchase's defense is that they're using ults, but they're just not using them effectively. They're not getting value out of them. Look at that. That bongo just got shot straight out of the sky, off the ground straight away, and Lunar Flare just tapping.
Yeah, capping indeed off the Jedi coming in from Big Al. Snoop has the big gravitic flux, and that's pretty much all she wrote for Luigiana purchase. They don't have the sustain. They don't have the team presence right now. And with 4 minutes added to their time bank, Lunar Flare is going to go to the defense with their heads held high.
Yeah, very, very high indeed. I think the only pro that I can talk about Luigiana purchase's defense is that they had one fight where they held the cart for like 30 seconds.
Yeah, that corner on third point.
Yeah, exactly. But they need to switch something up on their attack here to have any chance in this map. I mean, I've seen games like this go the other way, and Luigiana purchase aren't out. They can still win this if they be able to reset their mentals and quickly switch something up. What do you think was so good from? What do you think was so good from Lunar Flare's attack?
I think it's a bit of a combination. Killfeed definitely tells the story of Big Al and Snoop Ferret, but I think that Regina and Brittle both doing an amazing job of keeping Snoop Ferret alive. That one moment that we talked about where Quintessence was finally able to get Snoop Ferret kind of low on health on the Echo. Don't know if you caught it, but Brittle actually jumped into the air to meet the Echo, dropped the shield, allowing for Snoop Ferret to drop from the sky inside the dropping Winston bubble and receive healing from Regina.
Yeah,
pretty A1 play.
Yeah, for sure. And that fight that turned that corner fight on point 3 was all down to Jacket his rally as Brick. But they're running a double bubble on defense against a very brawlish comp from Luigiana Purchase with a Symmetra. Oh, they're taking the high ground.
And this is going to come down to the peel into the back line. I mean, Quintessence, they already getting taken down by Snoop Ferret, and that's exactly what I was talking about. You see Crostado, Magic Gnome, trying to push forward. They're trying to use that teleporter to kind of get into the fight and activate that brawl, but that leaves people behind, and every time Snoop Ferret is going to pick that off.
Yeah, Quintessence, he teleported and his team just didn't follow him. Poor Quintessence just getting left alone.
Oh no, and on that one, the team did follow him, but Lunar Flare was more than ready. You actually saw Snoop Ferret holding the mines, waiting for the teleporter to come out so that he could throw all the mines at the teleporter, and it worked.
Yeah, followed Quintessence to their death. This just isn't working for them. They need to switch something up. Either teleporting to a different spot or just switching off to Symmetra. Because Snoop Ferret and Big Al have their number.
And I mean, ults are almost online for Lunar Flare.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that copy is going to be absolutely huge for Snoop Ferret. And they have some good targets. I mean, the Ryan, the McCree, and the Zaya, all good targets to copy going into the fight.
And you see it happening yet again. Snoop Ferret getting dangerously low on the Echo. Now into the sky, looking for the Reinhardt, able to find it. And oh, the charge is going to be big. Able to find this Zarya. The Shatter's at the ready. The Ryan's on the ground. And Snoop Ferret's having a playtime. Able to find 4 kills with the help of his team. A Shatter just for fun. And Lunar Flare right now are putting on a bit of a circus. Luigiana Purchase really need to find some way to take advantage of this moment right now. But a lot of ultimates are in the bank of Lunar Flare.
Yeah, a lot of ultimates. But that's what I love about Echo is that you can see a DPS hero just switching to something and getting a huge play with a different hero. It's insane. It's so much fun to watch. But let's not count Luigiana Purchase out yet. They do have ultimates coming online in this fight.
Yeah, they're Monkey. That Coalescence, and then Brittle, however, he's got a nano boost and he's a Primal Raging Winston. That's a terrifying sight to see. Quintessence not having to see that sight no longer as he gets booped off of the side. And that's 1 or 2 ultimates used by Lunar Flare to secure the defense. A minute 15 seconds left. If they continue that up, they're going to have ults for every single fight. Yeah,
they've been using ults very, very well. Their ult economy has been very strong, winning each of these fights. But they've not been overusing, which is like a testament to their like skill and their how well they'll be able to withhold this team.
Oh no. Graviton there, but a sound barrier to keep them safe. Snowda able to find the kill on the Big Owl during the Deadeye is Cyber. Pulling out the McCree themselves, trying to get Luigiana purchase. Well, a bit of purchase on the payload. Deadeye goes down, finds 2! Big play from Cyberfish.
Yeah, well, it was a very big play, especially the Echo, and picks up 2 with the Deadeye. I mean, I think Lunar Flare are going to be able to touch though, but this is all going to come down to this last fight. Luigiana purchase up with the grab, Shatter, and a High Noon. And we only see a copy coming up for Lunar Flare. This is going to be a big fight. It's all going to come down to Snoop Ferret, and if this copy can get value. Surely he's got to pick the Rhine again.
Surely indeed. There goes the pick onto the Rhine. The Graviton and the Hammergun already down. 3 people for Lunar Flare have already gotten eliminated, and although Snoop Fair is still able to land the big shatter, it could all be thrown into the mix here. Snoop Fair trying to find the kill, but people just walking away out of range of that hammer, and they get taken down. Luigiana purchase should be able to stabilize if they can take Jacket out, but a nano boosted Brig could be their nightmare and in their dreams. It's done. Nano Brig for the win.
That's not what you want to see. A Nano Brig is
I'm
pretty
glad
much
I said
unkillable.
that sentence.
Amazing. I think MVP is really Cyberfishy on that Rhine. Not Cyberfishy, Snoop Ferret.
I mean, I said a Snoop Ferret on the Reinhardt or Jacket Man on the Brig. Look at this. Finds 1, finds 2, gets the nano boost, gets the 3rd, and saves the day. What a play. What a series so far. I believe we have, yeah, I believe we're all done up here in our rookie division with a quick 2-0 from Lunar Flare. Oh, sorry. We have one more map. I was misinformed from my brain. My producer is much smarter than me. It's the first 3. So we are going to have one more map, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go read the rules. You guys sit tight. We'll be right back after the break. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Stidle 24 in Bolter 07 bringing you the action in what could be our 3rd and final map between Lunar Flare and Luigiana Purchase. But, Bolter, we're going to King's Row. I think that if there's any map that Luigiana Purchase, based off of the play that I've seen today, if there's any map that they can bring it back on, this is going to be it.
Yeah, I agree. From what I've seen, that Brawl looks like their best comp so far. And tends to be people's most comfortable comp, Brawl. And King's Row is just the home of Brawl. It's the meta, and it always will be. And you gotta love Scrim's Row, right?
I absolutely love this map just because it's, in my opinion, one of the best maps to pull funky plays on. Just because of how ironed down approaching the point has become for King's Row. You know, it's very much you go and do it and go, okay, well, they're going to run Ryan Zarya, Lucio. We're probably going to go up against some May McCree. It's pretty ironed out how you get to the point. But if you can throw some fun stuff in, like, you know, Gladiators doing the whole workaround with the Widowmaker flank, you know, doing fun things hiding in the theater or onto the high ground, just the quirky little plays that you're not going to see in your latter games, and that, you know, honestly, you're not going to see in an Overwatch League match. The fun stuff that might not work, but this time it did.
There's that time they put, I can't remember what team it was, but they got a Hanzo in the backline and just flanked the Widow and assassinated her. It was just so good to watch. And I just love watching this map, and I love playing it, and it's just so varied, and yeah, overall it's just a great one. And we are seeing double shield with a Junkrat out from Lunar Flare. I think this is a very, very good comp, very bulky, and the Junkrat on King's Row, it's very, very dangerous. You have a lot of like damage and a lot of good chokes you can spam through, and a lot of hidey places where you can just sit and get good angles.
Yeah, it's a great place to bounce around those grenades. The story of the game, however, Snowda onto that Lucio now with the Reinhardt. This is what I've been asking Luigiana Purchase to bring to the table all game. This way you can get Gustavo in and out of those fights so much quicker. It looks like they're going to be taking the high ground through. Oh! High ground to the theater, teleport onto the high ground post.
We talked about the Gladiators.
Yeah, I mean, this is amazing. This is exactly what I want to see. It's a formulated move, and there you go. Down onto the point and into the team. Lunar Flare having to catch the push quickly, and they're able to do so, taking Snow Daily out of the fight first. No Lucio, no AoE healing for Luigiana Purchase, but a high charge. Quintessence, the Metro Beam is a dangerous thing, but in the back, Big Al still able to land the shots with the Peacekeeper as the mines come through from Snoop Ferret. The DPS line for Luigiana Purchase has been sold, and that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Back to spawn you go.
Snoop Ferret is just hitting every single one of those shots. Already got it ult. But I think that was like good play from Luigiana Purchase. They are turning this around, and even though the Lucio went down early, they were already on the team, and I feel like they can win this. Quintessence is key to get that high damage out, pushing in with the Coalescence.
Yeah, it's a bold move indeed. And they're going to be met with a window of opportunity and a tire in the back line. That's going to be 3 down and a quick finish for Lunar Flare. Luigiana Purchase back to the drawing board, 1 ult less.
Yeah, but they do have 2 ticks. Lunar Flare do step up a point and give them that. But I think they need to pull out some ultimates this fight. And Lunar Flare are lacking. They've only got Beat and Shatter. This Shatter needs to be huge. While Luigiana Purchase have these game-changing ults, the copy, the grab, the Shatter, all coming online.
Looks like they are going to try a similar high ground approach. This time, roping down into the stairwell. You can see Jacket just doing a bit of scouting. Quintessence's turrets making it difficult for that Lucio to initiate in any way. The sound barrier still online. And there goes the Shatter. The pin comes through big! Cyberfish taking Jacket Man out of the fight, and the sound barrier no longer online for Lunar Flare. So Luigiana Purchase has their chance. Big Al still dishing out damage with the Peacekeeper, but he's not going to live for too much longer against a high charge Zarya.
Yeah,
beautiful even though Luigiana Purchase.
Huge play. Even though Snoop Ferret got the initial pick on Quintessence, they still had the ultimate bank and the ability just to throw ultimates at Lunar Flare and cap the point that way, and it works for them. When you need a fight to win, just press Q. Absolutely huge grab from Magic Gnome to take that fight though, and that copy from Cyberfish onto the Rhine is exactly what they needed to turn the tide of this fight, and to turn the tide of the series maybe.
Yeah, this could be the map where we see Luigiana Purchase get themselves back into the ring and back into the fight, but they need to be careful. There's a supercharger online from Lazy Turtle. A lot of damage coming through to Quintessence. Need to use the Symmetra shield early on, and looks like Jackman gonna go ahead and put on that sound barrier. Tire goes out, tire goes off. Looks like Luigiana Purchase aren't really gonna be able to find much more purchase on this one. Snoop Ferret finding another kill after that, and they still have the Amplification Matrix and Supercharger.
Yeah, and they're very, very dangerous. The Amplification Matrix, when you have an Orisa, Rhine, and a Junkrat, that's got a lot of damage, and you're gonna have to back off that. You can't fight into that. But Quintessence put a sideways horizontal shield, and that's just a very defensive play when you really want to be pushing onto their double shield.
Oh, tricky situation for Jacket Man at the moment, as a Symmetra teleport from Quintessence goes in, and once again Luigiana Purchase looking to take a creative angle. Shatter comes. Oh no, Shatter does not come through. Cruzado feigning the Shatter, able to throw it down now, but the shield's still there from Get Some Booty as they're able to get some damage. Another tire from Superfest gonna take out Cyberfish as well, and now Lunar Flare able to stabilize from what was a moment of chaos as they burn down the shield of Cruzado, eliminate them from the equation. It looks like they got Snowda's sound barrier out as well, so really a win-win fight for Lunar Flare. You're still got 2 ultimates on board, and Luigiana Purchase going back to spawn with just that Coalescence.
They're gonna have to either poke and try and pick up some more ults, or otherwise they're gonna be in trouble. Lunar Flare, Snoopfest Ferret, honestly, he has tire every single fight.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty insane Junkrat right now. Ooh, and that's a difficult situation. The window comes out, the halt goes forward, and the fire strike follows. Get me some booties, saying get me some kills. Lunar Flare right now doing an amazing job at holding this payload exactly where it is.
Yeah, and you can just tell the coordination from this team. That was perfect timing. The Amplification Matrix came out, and the hole came out in the perfect timing for the fire strike. And that's exactly what they needed when Luigiana Purchase were about to get ults. They needed a quick fight win.
Oh no.
Oh.
Dude, just being a bit disrespectful and waiting for Cyberfish to get aggressive on this Echo, punishing that play, and Luigiana Purchase going to continue with their attack. A 5-man squad up against 6. Don't have the ultimates to favor, so it looks like they're going to back out and take us a little bit slow. Magic Gnome going to be looking for the perfect Graviton. There goes the Supercharger from Lunar Flare to enable them to push out a lot of damage. Quintessence with a very good defensive Symmetra Shield once again. Going to buy it a little bit more time for Magic Gnome and the Graviton. Sound Barrier still alive for Lunar Flare. They have exactly what they need to combat this, and you see Jacket Man now putting it into the mix. A big charge and a high noon from Big Al are going to get Lunar Flare a little bit better on this defense as they now go up 2 men, 3 men to Luigiana Purchase, who has to back out, but they're not going to be able to get out quick enough. Big Al's on their tail with the Peacekeeper. He's got to get this Lucio, or the Lucio's going to be able to touch and trigger overtime.
He's got it.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Barely able to trigger overtime, but nobody else close. There's the Echo onto the Reinhardt, putting Cyberfish back into the mix with the Shadow, laying down that duplicated Echo just off of the payload as the kills continue to come in for Lunar Flare. Cyberfish left alone, the DPS against them all, and in the air you can't contest the payload. The overtime ticker almost ticking away at that exact moment. It's just a couple of supports now. Luigiana Purchase having a very difficult fight in these last moments.
Yeah, the beat comes out, and it's only the supports and the Echo back on point. The ball comes in, there's a last-ditch stall. He gets stunned. Oh,
yeah,
no.
Stunned out. Gonna have to run away. Deadeye available from Big Al. This is gonna shut everything down. No shield, but a defense matrix comes in big. Could it be enough? No, it cannot, because the tire from Snoop Ferret is up once again. And dear Lord Almighty, somebody tell me, how many tires has Snoop Ferret used?
So many. Too many.
It's got to be 8, 9.
Yeah.
7, 8.
Luigiana...
Maybe. I don't know.
Going up towards 10. Luigiana Purchase just need to stop walking into those grenades that Snoop Ferret is shooting out. It's just a real issue. It's an easy fight win every time he has tire. They need to start doing something about it. Maybe even switching off to a Baptiste to try and put out an immortality field.
Would be a good play to kind of stop the bleeding a little bit here. Going into the attack though for Lunar Flare, they're showing the Junkrat. Do you think we see Snoop on the Junkrat, not the Echo?
I mean, yeah, but why change it if it's working? Why fix what's not broken? What's not broken? And I'm like, I think he's playing so well on the Junkrat. You can't switch it off, even though Echo is the better pick on attack. I think he might switch on to the Desire. The Desire from Magic Gnome just needs to be able to deal with him. And Quintessence is now he's playing the McCree. He should be able to counter the Junkrat a little bit better than he was on the Symmetra.
Hopefully that's the case for Luigiana Purchase, and we are about to find out a pretty straightforward approach coming from Lunar Flare. They're going to position themselves just around the corner.
Ooh.
And taken out very early by Luigiana Purchase, and this is more than just a pick. That duplicate is a very difficult ultimate to build up quickly, and you see Cyberfish almost at 50% already.
Yeah, very impressive. That's what you need. You need early ult charge from when they walk out of doors. And it gives you such a big advantage over the attacking team.
Now you're seeing the beauty of the double shield that Lunar Flare has brought to the table, able to take Crustado out of the fight very early on. And Big Al on the counterpart able to do that as well. The amplification matrix from Regina going to make it very difficult for Luigiana Purchase really to do anything here on the defense. Lunar Flare with a blazing speed through this first point. 3 minutes and 6 seconds, but I don't think we're going to see a contest from Luigiana.
No, I don't think so. I'd rise against it anyway. But I want to point out that how much healing Regina is doing for the team. Like, she is pumping so much into them and using these amplification matrix perfectly. Really good to see.
Build up another amplification matrix. It looks like well on her way to doing so as the kills continue to come through, but Quintessence now showing a bit of a different side for Luigiana Purchase as they go up on bodies, able to find the kills that are needed.
Yeah, if they are able to hold them with the choke hit, it's going to be absolutely huge for their defense. But I think they're already through.
Yeah, they're just about through, and the respawns from Luigiana purchase are just not going to come in time. In fact, Magic Gnome being a little bit aggressive on the Zarya needs to keep this charge high, get this Graviton up, and allow for Crustado to kind of just swing through, maybe bait out, get that sound barrier out of there. There it goes. Jack and Man committing the sound barrier, but Snoop and Big both able to find themselves a couple of kills off of the supercharger from Lazy Turtle, and Snoop's got a tire. This could be bad. There's not enough respawns. The payload doesn't have to go far.
That's very, very good play. And Jacket Man hit that feed as soon as they hit the grab. That was perfect timing. And oh no, the tire comes out, and that's all she wrote. They can't touch. Luigiana purchase lose 2-1.
And you know, this is the round of the bracket where we're really going to start seeing the separation between the top tier teams and the rest of the lobby. You know, Lunar Flare doing a really good job. Set plays, very coordinated. The synergy very obviously there. Luigiana purchase also doing really well. Well played Overwatch. You saw those rotations on Kings Road. Those are not the rotations of a bad team. So they're going to be going down. Yeah, they're going to be going down to the losers bracket, but they're not out of this just yet. They will still have their chance to fight their way back into that winning bracket. But while we have a minute of calm, now that the match is in, we do want to extend our thank you to our sponsor for this event, ExpressVPN, for helping make this possible. But that's going to be it for Lunar Flare and Luigiana purchase in our rookie division, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be moving on to our advanced division with Fruit Schmack taking off against Team Rocket. So make sure that you guys are sticking in those seats. The only reason you can leave is if you're getting a new bowl of popcorn. It's the only reason you can go. We'll be right back after this break.
A new bowl of ramen.
Hey.